Hi, Tony. Thank you for coming in and sharing your experience with oral appliance therapy. Appreciate you taking the time.
Hi, Dr. Scharf. It's a pleasure. I'm happy to stop in and just share my experience real quick. A couple years ago, as you recall, I came in complaining of some jaw pain in the morning, and I wasn't sure what that was. And Jody and Dr. Scharf were kind enough to start asking some probing questions about, do I have headaches in the morning, which yes I did. Was I waking up tired? Yes. And he suggested that I get a take-it-home sleep test. Put this crazy thing on my head, and he called me a few days later with the results and said I have pretty serious sleep apnea, and protocol dictates that I go see a sleep therapist, which I did. And of course they prescribed a CPAP machine, which I had for about 6 months. Like many people, I struggled very much with it, but the biggest thing that determined was I was having the same problem. I was still waking up multiple times through the night, kind of choking a little bit with the heart racing and so forth. And I shared that with Dr. Scharf, and he was kind enough to confer with the sleep therapist. And they both agreed that it might be a good opportunity to try an oral appliance device. So I was fitted for a mandibular sleep device, which is honestly a funny looking piece of plastic. We tried the first one, and it didn't really quite fit for me because of the tori under my tongue. But we then moved ahead to a second one, kind of a dorsal fin of a shark. It's a funny looking thing I can show you, but I put it in that night, and I can tell you the next morning my wife said, you know what, you didn't snore last night for the first time in 20 years. I said, well, I feel terrific, must be a one-off. And then the next night, same thing. So here we are about 18 months later, and at 51 I sleep better than I slept when I was 25 years old. So it's been a profound change and impact in my day-to-day life. And my primary care physician says it'll probably add years to my life because I'm sleeping through, the heart is not stressed. So I cannot say enough about it. It's much easier than a CPAP too, and so that's pretty much how it went for me.
Perfect. So, what is your experience now that you're wearing it evening-wise? Any difficulty with getting comfortable with it and maintaining it after you've worn it?
Yeah, not really. After the first few nights, you have kind of a little pattern. I don't know how other people do it, but I just kind of lay there and relax, and when I'm just to the point close to sleep, I put it in. And again, it's so much less onerous than a CPAP machine. I'm not saying that's not a good answer for many people, but for me it's not. But I put it in right before I fall asleep. The first few nights it feels weird. And then in the morning you immediately obviously have to clean it. But once you get in the routine of when I brush my teeth in the morning, I go ahead and just give that a good wash as well, let it air dry through the day. And honestly, I don't think about it anymore. After about a week, and I haven't thought about it since, it's just something you do for your health. So no problems.
Thank you for sharing that with me. Okay, so here's your device, right? And
Yes,
it did take us a second try. We went from an EMA type device to this dorsal type. And like I said, it has these little fins on it, and it has more of a horizontal component to keep you in line exactly the way we like it. And you're relatively comfortable with it, right?
Extremely comfortable with
Okay.
it.
If you don't mind, could you just demonstrate how you put it into your mouth?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I do it all the time. And I can tell you when I first saw this thing, I thought, you got to be kidding me.
Right.
But no. Right before I fall asleep, I'm half asleep. Bottom in. Top, done.
Done.
And I fall asleep in seconds.
Great. And then sometimes in the morning, if you feel like you just need to re-equilibrate your bite, you'll occasionally use the liner as needed, and I'll take that from you.
Thank you.
And let me pull out that aligner. We made you a second one because we lost the first one. There it is.
Yeah.
And just demonstrate how that works.
Sure. So sometimes in the morning, the jaw's a little out of whack, out of line. Hop this in. I leave that in for about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
And it's completely aligned perfectly, and it lasts the whole day. And I don't necessarily need that every day, but it's a good backup.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you sharing the experiences, and Jody and I are thrilled that it's been effective for you. And of course, we'll follow up with regular visits when you come in for your regular recare appointments. And thank you again for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you. I cannot thank you both enough for improving my quality of life. I mean, it's that profound to me.
Yeah.
So thank you. It's a pleasure to do it.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
Sure thing.
Here's the dorsal appliance, and it locks in top to bottom components with a certain amount of protrusion that we determine at the time of the impressions. And he does a great job of keeping it clean and in great shape. And the aligner is a thermacryl material I have a little indentation here so he can grab it. We purposely do not extend it to the back so we confirm this back teeth are occluding properly. And that's what that is.